My name is Raymond Ngarboui, and I came to Canada on September 27th, 2005. And I'm here with the Rainbow Community Garden as one of the initiators.
Yeah, my name is Emilienne Minani. My country of origin is in Africa, in Burundi.
Comes from Bangladesh.
Republic Democratic of Congo.
We came from Nepal in 2010 together, just two of us.
And I come from India.
Yeah, we had a garden in Syria.
Big garden.
It was like a large garden.
Big farm.
We had like 30 cows and 150 sheep. But it's all gone because of the war and like stuff. So it's all like it's not gone, it's got stolen.
Yeah, the Syrian family, they were referred to me by their social worker. And he said, Raymond, I heard about your project, and I do have a newcomer family who is in a desperate need of a space where to grow something and to interact with other newcomers because they are very isolated. And that's how when I showed them the plot, I said, this is your plot. And the mother started tearing and for a while. And she's saying that she's full of joy. This is a tear of joy because being farmers in Syria and having to leave their country, leaving everything behind, including their lands and everything, to find themselves in Lebanon as a refugee with nothing, no contact with the soil and everything. When they come here, remaining within their apartment all the time, it was very depressive for them. That's why she's crying of joy to find the land, because finally they will be reconnecting with the land. And since then, they started spending like over 10 hours, sometimes more than half of the day here in family, eating, drinking tea, working, and interacting with other people. Ajay Mariam ended up adopting me. So she said, from now on, you are one of my sons, my children. And feeding me with good food and everything. I said, no, Ajay Mariam, I don't want. Say, no, you are my son, you have to eat my food all the time.
And I am his sister.
Oh, this is my little sister too.
I met Raymond here. I think that's the first time we met Raymond in the community.
Usually we grow like pumpkins and beans, potatoes, and the cilantro. Some of our like the ethnic vegetables like mustard leaf. Yeah,
and mostly we want to plant this pumpkin because we make some special vegetable with the tip of those pumpkin. You can see they're coming up.
Yeah, that's why we want to plant more pumpkin here to get those, like not the pumpkin itself, but like the tip, that we really like it.
For this plot, the owner, he likes spices. So that's why he grows different varieties of hot pepper. He likes also eating the pumpkin and squash leaves. For each type of squash, the leaves are different. And according to him, the leaves do taste differently too. That's why he has them a lot here.
So it is through Raymond who told us that we can have a portion of land. We say, oh my goodness, can we have a land in Canada, a free land? As you see in my garden, I have mainly two types of vegetables. I have corn and I have also beans. And now for these beans, what I was doing, I'm picking up the leaves. These are beans leaves. They are edible. The way we prepare it, now from the garden, we will wash it, and you can chop it in small pieces if you want.
I joined this garden around 2008. You see, after working 8 hours in the office, I want to do some handwork, some manual labor. I met with Raymond and he brought me here and he said, well, you want to do, that's your garden, you grow whatever you want, you keep it, whatever. So I grow a lot of things here, and not only it reduce my budget for the food, you are getting fresh vegetable, plus it also helped me with my health wise. I was diagnosed with diabetes and hypertension. So the gardening, I come here around 4 or 5 o'clock after work, and then spend the time 4 hours, 3 hours, depending what it needs, weeding it, putting the seeds, watering it. So over a period of time, it reduced my blood pressure, it reduced my diabetes under control now. I feel much better than I used to be. Number of medication has come down. My body tells me that they are in better shape than I used to be.
We have tomatoes, pepper, amaranth, celery, zucchinis, and maybe a few cucumbers. But
This one is leaves for pumpkins. It's very nice also. It's healthy.
But for the pumpkins, some people usually plant itself for the pumpkin. But for us, we just eat the leaves. But by that time, the pumpkin doesn't come out. So we just plant the vegetables for the leaves, and that's it. We usually have to wash them down first, boil, and then add onions and tomatoes, and that's pretty much it.
Tomorrow it's Sunday, so it will be much better for me to stay together with my entire lovely family and eat something from my garden. So it's very economic for me. Instead of buying it at the superstore, so that money I can buy some pizza and we can eat together. So it's very benefit for me.
Gardening is very important because when I reached here as a newcomer, first I was having difficulties eating locally, eating food that are familiar to Canadian born. And I tried my best to access some foods that I used to eat back home in Africa or in Chad or in Cameroon. So I ended up accessing those exotic foods in grocery stores. However, the taste was not exactly what I used to eat back home because it's imported here frozen. And also it's very expensive and I couldn't afford eating it like twice a week. The garden is great in bringing people together. Out of those 258 families, there are about 39 different nationalities. So each of family brings in their cultural elements, they bring in their growing techniques, they bring in their knowledge and everything that they can share with each other. These are categories of populations who went through a lot. Some of them went through war atrocities, and some went through difficult times in refugee camps and any trauma that you can imagine. So being here, interacting with others, getting advice, learning from others. Yeah, it's a healing process. This is a healing site as well. So for me, doing all this, it's a way of giving back to the communities and giving back to people who are in need. When I used to be in need in my own community and I got help from extended community members to survive and all this. So yeah, it's very rewarding.